Empowering families and communities through knowledge and engagement.
Urban Intellectuals is breaking barriers in cultural education with interactive flashcards and games that highlight Black history. Founder Freddie Taylor joins us with more. Welcome, Freddie.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Okay, so this is goes beyond, this is a passion project for you. When did you realize that there was a need?
Well, I realized there was a need when I started having children, and as they started matriculating through the educational system, I started noticing a lot of the gaps, the same gaps that when I was coming up are still there, and I just figured somebody should do something about this. Somebody should, and one day I became somebody.
You're a Chicago guy, then you decided to step up. You created this Urban Intellectuals. Tell us about it and what you guys do.
So Urban Intellectuals makes it fun and easy to learn Black history. It is our mission to rewrite the narrative of Black and African people in history, denoting our contributions to humanity.
And you've had a lot of success. I mean, you say that you've sold over 500,000 educational products, not just in the United States, but worldwide.
Yes.
I mean, what do you attribute to that success?
I think it's hunger for the missing pages of world history. We often say that Black history is world history, and it's a history that deserves to be told because it's probably the greatest motivational stories never told.
I think this is such a great opportunity for us too to maybe dive into some of them and show some of the products, some of what people can learn. Aside from some of the flashcards, we've got even just other ones that are dedicated just for kids to learn. And it's just letters. Like we've got one that has a T. T is for Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah, and there's a phonetic spelling on the back as well, so you can use it as a learning tool. But it's a great way to get the youngsters to start to understand and appreciate the history.
They're made so well. The graphics are beautiful, the photos, all of that. So nice.
And then we've got a couple that you have as well that you were going to tell us about. Ida B. Wells, a journalist that we've celebrated recently in Chicago.
Yes.
Congress Parkway was renamed after her.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Ida B. Wells.
A very prominent figure that lived here in Chicago, Ida B. Wells, one of my favorite Black history figures. But what most people don't know about her is long before Rosa Parks, she actually refused to give up her seat in 1887. And was taken to court and won that case, but he was eventually thrown out by the Supreme Court. But it really was the catalyst that led her on her civil rights journey.
And is this an example of what the card would look like here?
Absolutely, absolutely. We like picture information on the front, easy to understand, bullet pointed information on the back, so make it digestible for people of all ages.
Oh, that's so great. Fabulous.
Another one that I feel like all Chicagoans should be familiar with, Du Sabel.
The founder of Chicago, right? So in the 1770s, he has established a fur trading settlement there at the mouth of the Chicago River, and he is accredited for founding Chicago and building up the intense passion around this area.
Amazing.
It's incredible. And are you impressed with how popular the flashcards are?
Yeah, sometimes it blows me away, but when I get a chance to talk to the parents and the grandparents that are buying it, not only for themselves, but for the children, they're excited because it's getting the children away from the electronics. This is a low-tech, no-tech offer to engage the children and get them interested in learning more about the history and culture.
And aside from the flashcards that you offer, the organization also has a couple of groups. The Sankofa Circle, you do it for adults. You've got the Club for Children. Tell us a little bit about those initiatives.
So we teach live Black history to people, children and adults inside our Sankofa Club and Sankofa Circle via the Zoom platform. So we're taking advantage of the technology in order to spread knowledge about our history and culture. And we have teachers that we call world changers because we believe that they are changing the world by instilling this information into our members.
And I mean, I think we know the answer to this, but if you can remind everybody watching, I mean, why is Black history important for everybody?
Yeah, I think it's important for everybody because Black history is often the missing pages of world history. And when we understand someone's history and culture, you have an appreciation for them. You humanize them, and then you start to form compassion around them. So removing the discussion around Black contributions to humanity, it has a negative effect on everyone involved and not just the Black community.
And you even go so far as to take people on trips to African countries.
Yes,
That's part of your organization.
Yeah, we do a lot. We definitely do. But it's one thing to learn the history and culture through our products and services, but it's another thing to actually go to the continent and have that experience there. There we are riding the camels there in Egypt, learning about that empire and all of the glorious history that comes out of that, like the mathematics behind the pyramids, and just seeing the experience of the people is really something that's rewarding for me personally, but they come back transformed.
I'm sure that is a life-changing experience for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Way to go.
I love to hear those stories and when the people come back. Again, it's one thing to learn the history and culture. It's another thing to go see it up close and personal and learn directly from the people on the ground. It's a beautiful experience.
Well, Freddie, thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. We appreciate it. We appreciate the work you do. For more information, just head to store.urbanintellectuals.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram.